What is going on? Meteorologist Jonathan Kegges here. We are breaking down the weather forecast for tonight. The weather, of course, has not been kind to NASA and SpaceX of late to get Crew-3 off the ground. We are hoping that it's going to be different today. Some things are more favorable, some things are less favorable than last week. We're going to break all that down for you. So if you guys are trying to watch this from your backyard or heading to the Space Coast, we have you covered with how the clouds and rain is going to shape up this evening, as that's what we're going to be really dealing with tonight. Extra clouds and then the opportunity for a few stray showers in the mix right along the Space Coast. So we're going to get you right into this. The 45th Weather Squadron giving this a 70% shot to get off the ground tonight weather-wise. Now remember, that percentage is right along the Space Coast. That is to get the rocket itself off of the ground. Eventually, though, we are going to be dealing with the downrange weather as well. That does not go into the percentage, so we're going to be talking a lot about that as well to see if that is going to remain favorable as well. It's really been the downrange weather, the weather right off the coast, that has been the issue. Now we're going to have a couple of showers in the mix. So 70% shot to get this off the ground. And the good news is the downrange weather is looking great. The upper level wind shear, we are good. A low chance for that to be a factor in launch tonight. The ascent recovery, that is if, in fact, that SpaceX, the crew of Crew-3, would have to engage the in-flight abort system, and they would have to be landing in a favorable environment for recovery if that were to be the case. Booster recovery needs to be good to go for the booster to come back down and land safely, or at least land without having an issue to fall into the Atlantic on the drone ship. So that is also low. And then solar activity also going to be on the lower side as well. So downrange weather conditions also looking great. Let me know if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube Live. We're also streaming this on clickorlando.com. If you are planning to go out to the Space Coast, or if you are going to watch this from your backyard. We're going to have some issues, I think, if you're going to watch it from your backyard in the form of clouds here. And you see there are a good amount of clouds right along the Space Coast right now. We also have a couple of showers out there. I'm going to point out here we have clouds coming at us in two different directions. You see these kind of thin, milky clouds over Ocala, Daytona Beach right now, Flagler County. Those are those wispy clouds coming at us from the west. We have some thicker, lower level clouds closer to the Space Coast there, streaming into Orlando, Kissimmee, Melbourne, certainly most of Merritt Island, Kennedy Space Center, getting in on those as well. So those are going to be the clouds that are problematic. At the surface, we have our wind speeds out of the east, or wind direction, I should say, out of the east. So that's going to be problematic to keep extra clouds and a few showers along the Space Coast by launch time tonight, shortly after 9 o'clock, at least that launch attempt. Closer look and adding the radar picture into the mix here. This is what currently the radar looks like. So we have some showers in around Cocoa Beach, southern Merritt Island, just south of the spaceport. So again, there's more showers also off into the Atlantic streaming in. It is the hope that these stay far enough south and push far enough inland by launch time tonight. But that could certainly be an issue, and that is why the launch percentage is at 70% and not 80 or 90% like what we have seen over the past few days. Here's the deal. Here is 7 o'clock this evening, still a few showers around. So again, this is going to be an issue leading up to launch time tonight. Taking you further into the future as we get closer to the hopeful launch. There is 9 o'clock, again, just a few minutes away, and you still see some clouds around. Certainly still a stray shower chance there, albeit the higher coverage of rain should be winding down by that point. But with that easterly push of moisture off of the Atlantic, certainly a shower can't be ruled out there. So that's something that we're going to be watching closely as we get closer to launch. And again, that is shortly after 9 o'clock tonight. There is 9 o'clock on the nose. And you see by 10 o'clock, still a stray shower or two in the mix as well. Here are the current wind gusts and wave heights out over the Atlantic. It is certainly a little breezy out over the Atlantic in the recovery zone. You see the yellow there, that represents those higher wave heights of about 7 to 9 feet. It seems like SpaceX likes to keep that down below 10 feet, so we're doing okay in that recovery zone. Still a little breezy though in that general area. Nonetheless, looking much better than where things have been over the past few days. We're looking downrange now. We're looking for the orange color here. That represents wave heights greater than 10 feet. We want to keep this a little closer to the coast here. It's mainly right off the coast. So for the most part, as we look towards the ascent recovery, if again, the Crew Dragon capsule, the crew would have to initiate that in-flight abort if there were to be an issue. They need, relatively speaking, quiet weather conditions from about here to Ireland. Things are looking okay, especially in that area right off the coast of Virginia and Norfolk, right off of Boston, right off of Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're looking good, still in that 6 to 9 foot range where that yellow shaded color is. So nonetheless, we are looking pretty good in that general area. So the ascent recovery looks good, booster recovery looks good. Laura has a question on Facebook. Is the launch happening tonight? It's expected to, but weather could be an issue tonight in terms of the clouds and in terms of a few showers along the Space Coast at about 9:03 tonight. So Laura asked that question on Facebook Live. So again, it's not a given. We're not talking about a 100% shot that this gets off. I think we're going to have the opportunity again for those clouds and certainly a few showers around tonight. So that's something just to be mindful of if you're planning on going out to see this, or if you're watching from your backyard. If you're also watching from your backyard, there's a lot going on tonight in terms of what is in the night sky to kind of enhance your viewing experience, if you will. The last few nights have been awesome in terms of that. We've had Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus right near the moon. Bright last night. There's going to be more clouds tonight, but again, certainly something that if you like looking at the night sky, more, at least harder to see. We have Uranus also in view. It's been in opposition for the last couple of nights. You can barely see this with your naked eye. It's hard to see, but if you're in a very dark spot, very dark place, away from the city lights, well away from the light pollution, you can certainly see this. Binoculars or a small telescope will help see that as well. So again, just something to enhance your viewing experience of this hopeful launch tonight. Again, that's a scheduled, expected right after 9 o'clock at 9:03. But again, weather, a little bit of concern. I'll go back to the actual forecast here. If you are tuning in late, either on clickorlando.com or just opened your push alert there, there is the latest. Downrange weather looks pretty good. At home weather, a little dicey. Should be pretty comfortable to be outside, though. Temperatures around 70 degrees. Upper level winds looking good. The issue tonight is going to be a few showers around and a few of those extra puffy cumulus clouds that could be an issue tonight for NASA and SpaceX. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. We will keep you posted. Again, we'll have coverage of this all evening long. But again, there's your quick weather update. If your plans take you to the Space Coast tonight or just in your backyard, it might be a little harder tonight to see it from your backyard as those clouds are going to be building. So you're going to have to keep your fingers crossed and get a little lucky that we do have those breaks to see the rocket break through those clouds. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Good luck if you are heading out. Hope you enjoy the show, the hopeful show tonight.